I love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. So come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out.
You may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you can't depend on your waiters, cause you'll be over your tater. I'm talking growing tomatoes, feeding the worms I fish with later. I'll have a fish stick plate over a 6-foot grave before I take a knee as our anthem plays. My hands on my heart, I stand on what I say, and my Second Amendment handles what I can. I ain't trying to be Billy Badass or talk shit, I'm just saying, there's the line, don't cross it. I got a Red Ryder gun when I was 3, so I don't run or hide from anything. Bitch, I'm a red, white, and blue collar boy from the South. You can fuck around and find out.
Love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. So come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out.
Oh, Jay.
You can fuck around and find out.
If they looking for me, well, they know where to find me. I'll be half drunk, strapped up in a white tee. I can show you if it's needed. When you see it, you'll believe it. If you don't love it, you can leave it. Michael Jackson, you can beat it. F-A-F-O, I teach you how this game go. Different joints, same smoke. Wake up, wear the same clothes. Real redneck, I'm a piece of white trash. Blue collar boy, but my lady's high class. Got the music way up loud with a cigar in my mouth. Fuck around and come find out how we do it in the South.
I ain't saying nothing, but you're running that mouth. I never take a handout, I'm too damn proud. I'm a son of the dirty South with a truck seat high and these straight pipes loud. This land, a land of freedom, double barrels in case we need. Man up, we'll sit your ass down. We done talking, fuck around and find out. Love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. So come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. First off, I want to let YouTube know you can keep fucking sending me these notifications. What is it? Not appropriate for whatever. Yeah. Y'all can go kiss my ass. Plain and simple. I'm going to talk like I want to talk. Fuck you. Plain and simple. A lot of you already know. I've already sent y'all the screenshots of that motherfucker. So, I see all y'all in the chat. There's no sense in doing roll calls. What's the point? I do realize there are a few people in the back that's watching. Whatever. Maybe you'll learn something. So this got me on here recently, the International Women's Day across the globe. And Jill Biden giving that award to a man has got me on a tangent. And it got me going back and listening to stuff I've done before. And a lot of you guys that are here have already heard all about this, seen the videos. And just bear with it, because in all honesty, people need to realize and piece it all together. The what would you call it? Propaganda just fits together. It's like a puzzle, and it's starting to make sense, at least to me, what's been going on for so long. But yet people have their blinders on. And it's time people wake the fuck up, because this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And obviously it's been going on for a while. Yeah. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's get down into it and listen to this guy's message, and what he's telling you is happening. And this was all right. This is Yuri Bezmenov back in 1984. Okay. If none of you guys know who he is a USSR defector, Russian defector, whatever you want to call it. And, well, he's ex-KGB. And, yeah. Listen to what he's got to say. Listen to what he's got to say, because, people, this is happening now. Fit it together. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Fit it together. It all makes sense once, but just listen. And I've only pulled, I don't know what, 17 minutes of his, I don't know, whatever. Listen to what this guy's got to say.
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the process which is legitimate, overt, and open. You can see it with your own eyes. All you have to do, all American mass media has to do, is to unplug their bananas from their ears, open up their eyes, and they can see it. There is no mystery. There's nothing to do with espionage. I know that espionage intelligence gathering looks more romantic. It sells more deodorants through the advertising, probably. That's why your Hollywood producers are so crazy about James Bond type of thrillers. But in reality, the main emphasis of the KGB is not in the area of intelligence at all. According to my opinion and opinion of many defectors of my caliber, only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process, which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in four basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The result you can see, most of the people who graduated in the 60s, dropouts or half-baked intellectuals, are now occupying the positions of power in the government, civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them. They are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society.
And yet these people who've been programmed and, as you say, in place and
Yes.
who are favorable to an opening with the Soviet concept,
Mhm.
these are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country?
Most of them, yes, simply because the psychological shock when they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality and social justice means in practice, obviously they will revolt. They will be very unhappy, frustrated people, and the Marxist-Leninist regime does not tolerate these people. They will join the links of dissenters, dissidents. Unlike in present United States, there will be no place for dissent in future Marxist-Leninist America. Here you can get popular like Daniel Ellsberg and filthy rich like Jane Fonda for being dissident, for criticizing your Pentagon. In future, these people will be simply squashed like cockroaches. Nobody is going to pay them nothing for their beautiful, noble ideas of equality. This they don't understand, and it will be a greatest shock for them, of course. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. So basically, America is stuck with demoralization, and unless, even if you start right now, here, this minute, you start educating new generation of American, it will still take you 15 to 20 years to turn the tide of ideological perception of reality back to normalcy and patriotism. The next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation. It's what matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world, that the process will go that fast. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. He will go to Moscow to kiss the bottoms of new generation of Soviet assassins, never mind. He will create false illusions that the situation is under control. Situation is not under control. Situation is disgustingly out of control. Most of the American politicians, media, and educational system trains another generation of people who think they are living at a peacetime. False. United States is in the state of war, undeclared total war against the basic principles and the foundations of this system. And the initiator of this war is not Comrade Andropov, of course. It's the system. However ridiculous it may sound, the world communist system or the world communist conspiracy, whether I scare some people or not, I don't give a hoot. If you are not scared by now, nothing can scare you. But you don't have to be paranoid about it. What actually happens now, that unlike myself, you have literally several years to live on unless the United States wake up. The time bomb is ticking. With every second, the disaster is coming closer and closer. Unlike myself, you will have nowhere to defect to, unless you want to live in Antarctica with penguins. This is it. This is the last country of freedom and possibility.
Okay, so what do we do? What is your recommendation to the American people?
Well, the immediate thing that comes to my mind is, of course, there must be a very strong national effort to educate people in the spirit of real patriotism, number one. Number two, to explain them the real danger of socialist, communist, whatever, welfare state, big brother government. If people will fail to grasp the impending danger of that development, nothing ever can help United States. You may kiss goodbye to your freedom, including freedoms to homosexuals, to prison inmate. All this freedom will vanish, evaporate in 5 seconds, including your precious lives. The second thing, the moment at least part of United States population is convinced that the danger is real, they have to force their government. And I'm not talking about sending letters, signing petitions, and all this beautiful, noble activity. I'm talking about forcing United States government to stop aiding communism. Because there is no other problem more burning and urgent than to stop the Soviet military-industrial complex from destroying whatever is left of the free world. And it is very easy to do. No credits, no technology, no money, no political or diplomatic recognition, and of course, no such idiocy as grain deals to USSR. The Soviet people, 270 millions of Soviets, will be eternally thankful to you if you stop aiding a bunch of murderers who sit now in Kremlin and whom President Reagan respectfully calls government. They do not govern anything, least of all such complexity as the Soviet economy. So basic, two very simple, maybe too simplistic answers or solutions, but nevertheless, they are the only solutions. Educate yourself, understand what's going on around you. You are not living at the time of peace. You are in a state of war, and you have precious little time to save yourself. You don't have much time, especially if you are talking about young generation. There's not much time left for convulsions and sexual masturbation to the beautiful disco music. Very soon it will go, just overnight. If we are talking about capitalists or wealthy businessmen, I think they are selling the rope on which they will hang very soon. If they don't stop, if they cannot curb their unsettled desire for profit, and if they keep on trading with the monster of the Soviet communism, they are going to hang very soon. And they will pray to be killed, but unfortunately they will be sent to Alaska probably to manage industry of slaves. It's simplistic. I know it sounds unpleasant. I know Americans don't like to listen to things which are unpleasant. But I have defected not to tell you the stories about such idiocy as microfilm, James Bond type espionage. This is garbage. You don't need any espionage anymore. I have come to talk about survival. It's a question of survival of this system. You may ask me, what is it in for me? Survival, obviously, because as I said, I am now in your boat. If we sing together, we'll sing beautifully together. There is no other place on this planet to defect to.
How many of y'all heard some similarities? How many things that he brought up are happening right now? That interview was done in 1984. You know, me and AR were talking the other day, and it's like you have to be this age before you can do this, or you have to be that age before you can do that. But yet we've got elementary schools with our children, 12, 11, and they're going to, hell, I don't give two shits what anybody else thinks, but they're going to damn strip clubs, fucking sex clubs, whatever the fuck it is. And fuck YouTube. Flag me again, motherfuckers. Plain and simple. Yes, Oath Taker. I've actually done a video on this very same person multiple times. I did not grab that one section, though, that literally is showing everybody what is happening right now. We're already under attack. This country is in distress. It is time for people to stand the fuck up and do what is needed. We, the people, control what happens in this country. Sadly, we, the people, have been too fucking lazy to do what's needed. They don't research. They just listen. They just listen to what everybody else is telling them to do. It's getting sickening. Sickening. Our children have to worry about some dude coming in the damn bathroom at school. And I don't give two shits. There's only two fucking sexes, male and female. You cannot be a male and then give birth, no matter what the fuck Jill Biden says. Makes me fucking sick. And if you're not sickened by all this shit, something's wrong with your head. Plain and simple. I miss the days of when I was growing up. I miss them. Bottle rocket wars and BB gun wars, and nowadays, oh dear God, that's dangerous. Oh, what? Fucking grow up, people. Fucking grow up. But yet you can put pornography in our fucking elementary schools. Who the fuck are you? Plain and simple. You got these fucking... I ain't trying to piss YouTube off too much. Fuck it. You got all these damn pedophiles running loose on the streets. And when they do attack, you give them 5 years. What? No. Cut their dicks off. Plain and simple. Run a barbed wire bat up their ass and yank their guts out. I'm about sick of this shit. This country ain't what it used to be. We ain't strong no more. And that brings on another point. The Chinese 36, wait a minute, let me get that title right. The Chinese 36 rules of stratagem. Has anybody asked themselves, why is a superpower having so much of an issue conquering a very small nation? Just within the last week, China has pretty much given an ultimatum to the United States: back down or we're going to attack. All right, the Chinese 36 rules of stratagem. Rule number 6: make a sound in the east and attack in the west. Exactly, Cheek. Distraction. We're being distracted by this Russia-Ukraine war, which, in all honesty, it's not a war yet because there's not been a declaration of war. But yet we're sending billions upon billions of dollars of our fucking hard-earned money to these people. Not to mention, they're depleting our resources, our military resources. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Did I forget? We're selling our strategic oil reserve to China. Huh. Then we got some kind of spy balloon, Chinese, that was allowed to completely cross the United States, see all of our pertinent secrets. Saw a video the other day that was at 200 times zoom on to that balloon, and you literally could see the spy camera moving around looking people, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Get your affairs in order. No matter whether it's preparing for a EMP, which that's the worst case scenario because, in all honesty, 75% of the United States could not survive an EMP attack. You just ain't prepared for it. Plain and simple. An invasion. Well, let's talk about an invasion. Mainland invasion. back in World War II, before the attack of Pearl Harbor. Oh shit, what is his name? I can't say it right, even if I come up with it. But there was an admiral in the Japanese military that said we cannot attack mainland America because behind every blade of grass there's a gun. And yet we've got our government, which is supposed to be upholding the Constitution of the United States, trying to take our guns away from us. Little by little, they're taking our Second Amendment rights away. Not to mention our First Amendment. And then the list just goes all the way down. And yeah, I'm sick of it. Our Constitution was put here for a reason. Why are we now the only country in the world that is free? It's our Constitution. When they take our Constitution away, hell, when they take the First Amendment away, every bit of our Constitution goes null and void. What was one thing that Yuri said? Morals. Where's the morals in the United States anymore? Where have they gone? When did people care about each other? Who fears God anymore? Sin is accepted. You got pedophiles. You've got some of these government officials that wants to make pedophilia acceptable. You got these pedophiles trying to get into the LGBTQ community so that they're protected. LGBTQ, which also involves in pornography in our elementary schools and states that's allowing, what is it called? Surgeries, cutting off people's peckers. Yeah, that's one word I'm not going to say on here. But cutting off people's peckers and cutting off people's mammary glands. And how the fuck did we get here? I don't give two shits how hard you try to freaking feed a child through your mammary gland. If you are a dude, you cannot produce milk, nor can you carry an egg to full term. Man and woman, people. That's all there is. You cannot be a man and then become a woman. This is all propaganda that has been shoved down our throats since the fucking 60s. And I'm not going to bring all of that stuff up that I've already researched, and go back and look at it. Do your own research. But I'm telling you now, our country is on a spiral to collapse. And if you don't believe it, turn on the news. Hell, turn on CNN and look at the garbage they're spewing. Or read People magazine. Plain and simple, people. This bullshit that's going on has been going on since before we were alive. I was fucking born into this shit. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for deciding y'all wanted another son. Well, actually, I don't think they decided. If I'm not mistaken from what Mama said, she said that I was a mistake. But I'm telling you, you know, we're fucked. We're fucked. How are we going to get out of this shit? I mean, we've already got fucking adult age people thinking that I'm a dog and I have to have a fucking litter box or a pee pad and what? Since when? You know, we're fucked, people. And until we start waking more people up, and that is my number one goal, it's time to wake up, people. It's time to wake up. That's my goal. That is the only reason I'm here on YouTube. And trust me, I fucking hate YouTube. But we need to start waking people up. Everybody you talk to, bring stuff up. We've all got common sense. We're all pretty damn smart in our own ways. Bring it up. Bring up the fact that, oh, I'm going to fix the country, so I'm going to do a $6.8 trillion tax hike with $5.4 trillion spending limit. Wait a minute. You just fucked your whole self up. You're spending all the fucking tax hike already. Go figure. This asinine president that we got in office right now is going to destroy this country. So the best thing I can recommend, and I'm not no expert, I'm just a fucking hillbilly. You better get ready. Beans, bullets, band-aids. Get them now before you can't. Otherwise, you're going to be a statistic. You're going to be a statistic. So, I'm pretty pissed off. I've been pissed off for a long fucking time. I'm just waiting on other people to get pissed off along with me. And I hope they do. And I hope they do before I hope they do before bullets go to flying. Oh, hey, Liberty Ninja, I do watch Patriot Nurse. I do watch her. Or not her, him. I'm thinking of the other. Anyway. I do watch, well, I watch both of them actually. But, that's right, Chief. Grow it, shoot it, fix it. Grow it, shoot it, fix it. Patriot Nurse is the her. So it's, who is the guy that's homesteading? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Patriot Nurse. I think, ain't she married to Reed Hendricks? I might be wrong. I think she's married to Reed Hendricks, who also has a channel. But yeah, beans, bullets, and band-aids. Or the 10 C's, which goes, it extends even more. But that's more on a more complicated system. If you've got your beans and rice, and you got your bullets, and you got your band-aids, hopefully you can survive it. Unless somebody comes for your beans and your bullets, then I hope you can defend it. Just saying. You got to get out there and train people. It's been a long time since I've went wrecking. I'm old. And it's a little harder for me to put my gear on and go tromping through the mountains, but I'm not going to be the one. I'm not bugging out. I can't bug out. So I have to bug in. So my training is probably going to be a lot more different than all y'all's training. I just have to defend what's mine. Sad part is, it's going to come a time we're all going to have to defend what is ours. We're all going to have to defend what is ours. And I say that with confidence because shit's looking stupid. Shit's looking stupid. So, exactly. Get out there little by little and add more weight every other time. If you are able, if you're up in your 50s like me and my wife, we've gotten to a point where we're not able. So therefore we have to train here at home. So, and in all honesty, I'll tell you what, I've been tactically teaching my daughter things, and with her being so nimble and stuff, she's doing a lot better than I do. Yeah, her most, all right, this is kind of funny to say, but I mean, if you think about it in a tactical situation, she does the Mozambique drill a little bit differently than I do. The Mozambique, if nobody knows what the Mozambique drill is, it's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. She refuses to do that because, and she told me, most people in an SHTF situation is going to have armor. And what does the armor protect? It protects the most vital organs, the heart, the lungs. And the way that she does the Mozambique is she hits the pelvis twice and the head once. And her accuracy on she's badass. I've taught her well, thank God. She's better than I am. But yeah, people train. That's the only thing, the only recommendations I can give you right now, because I'm not a psychic. I cannot predict what's going to happen. I just know the direction we're going right now. The direction we're going right now, we're fucked. We're fucked. And if people don't start standing up, now keep in mind, that Constitution, that Bill of Rights, we the people, it is our choice. So we got to speak up. Now, question is when we start speaking up, are we going to see Big Brother government step up and try to take action? Possibly. Just saying. I mean, look at the free speech. There is no free speech anymore. It's just all propaganda. And if you can't see the propaganda, watching CNN, ABC, NBC, Fox, I'm missing one. Which one is it? Doesn't matter. They all, when there is a big story, they all say the exact same thing. They're all bought off. You cannot trust the media. Period. That's why you should get out there when you hear something. Do some research, people. Look into it. Exactly, James Swain. Exactly. Yeah. Do your research. Quit listening to the fucking news, because the news is nothing but propaganda. It's what they want you to believe. And most of America right now is brainwashed. Brainwashed. I mean, hellfire. What was that? Was that Portland? Was that Portland, Oregon, where that dude sat there behind a homeless man sitting on a curb, literally freaking loaded his gun and then blew his brains out? Hell, I grew up in America. If you pulled some shit like that, and granted, yes, I grew up in South Carolina, but you had to worry about going through fucking Electric Charlie. They fried your fucking ass. That was first degree murder. Now, oh, that's just insane. Really? What is it? The Idaho murders. This sicko, the Idaho murders, this sicko is looking at a firing squad. Fuck yes. $1 to put this sick motherfucker out of the damn world and not be a nuisance on anybody else. Plain and simple. Takes care of a lot of shit. $1 bullet. Hell, you don't even have to have $1 bullet. You can have a fucking 50-cent bullet. A 22 straight to the forehead. Yeah. You won't molest, murder, or anything else to another individual in this United States. And guess what? Taxpayers ain't got to fucking deal with it. I mean, hell, we've got what, 300 million people in the United States? Hell, it's not even $1, about 50 cents, 25 cents, maybe. Who knows? But y'all get my point. This dumb shit in our fucking schools, pornography. And I could bring up some, but I would absolutely get flagged by YouTube. I would. If I brought up some of these books that are in some of these schools that parents are up in front of the school board reading out to them, and they get silenced. Fuck you, heifer. There you go. You happy? I was on a tangent. They get silenced in front of a school board for reading some of the books that they have in their elementary schools. They get shut down. What is wrong with that picture? Now, these are the parents. What are they supposed to do? Maybe they can't afford private school or a Christian school or a charter school. Maybe they have to. So, you're going to just accept whatever is taught and allowed for our little children to read and take into their growing brains as acceptable? No. It's time to stand up, people. And if you think that your child is going to a school where that is not allowed, go to that school. Go looking through their library, because it's there. This shit has been happening for a long time, people. And we've been allowing it. Why? Well, we've been sleeping too long. And mostly because we really are nonviolent people. We don't want confrontation. I don't. I mean, hell, I've had enough confrontation in my life. Plain and simple. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. I don't want that. I damn sure don't want it for my daughter so that she can live with whatever she's done. No, I don't want that. I want us to turn around. Let's make America great again. Let's get rid of all this socialist bullshit, Marxist bullshit, which Yuri Desmanov said had been going on since the 60s, people. And if we wake up too late, it's already over. And I pray that's not the case. I pray that's not the case. But if it is, I'm ready. I'm ready. I hope you are too. I really do. I'm scared for our next generation because our last generation, I'm just going to be honest, they suck hell, or they suck ass. Oh, the generation before that? Yeah, the generation before that is fucked. None of those motherfuckers want to work. Hell, this last generation don't want to work. We can just go on Amazon and get whatever the fuck we want to. Airbnb, or not Airbnb, but what is it? Grubhub. We ain't got to go out and eat. I'll just get it brought here. You lazy motherfucker. I'll go out to eat because I just don't want to cook. You lazy motherfucker. People need to fucking wake up. People need to wake the fuck up. Because I'm sitting here watching my fucking country go to shit. And I don't want that for my little girl. And I hope and pray you don't either. So teach your kids. Let them know that freedom is such a fragile freaking string. And it could be gone in an instant. In the blink of an eye, it can be gone. So, with that being said, thank you guys for coming in. I don't like saying it because I don't really give two shits about YouTube. Fuck YouTube. But like, share, and subscribe. We got to get this message out. We've got to start speaking up as a people, not as an individual. We got to stand up, people. We've got to stand up. And if we don't do it collectively and get our if we do not do it collectively and get our differences, set our differences aside, we're going to fall. Because right now, this country's divided, and a nation divided against itself cannot stand. We have got to stand together. And if you can't stand together, then you need to go the fuck on. Just saying. And yes, I'm very passionate about this. Because my daughter, my son are in this too a lot longer than I will be. God only knows when my time will come from a heart attack or whatever. But they're here for a while. And I need to know that there are people out here that's still going to stand behind the morals and the principles and the values that this country stood before or stood on before. And if you're not passionate, please go get your head checked out, because your kids are going to deal with the same thing. Where burning down towns is acceptable. Erasing history is acceptable. Oh. Hold on just a second. I got somebody on at the door. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry. Where was I at? Can somebody remind me where I stopped at? Because I actually had a rant that I was trying to get, I don't know, out there. Oh, history. They're tearing down our fucking statues, getting rid of our history. They want to. How do we know what not to do again? It's only through history. If you do not learn from it now, you are doomed to repeat it. Oh, wait a minute. But the man that said that was a racist, so they probably got rid of his fucking statue. What about the racism against the white people right now? Oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to get no views because I'm white. What kind of fucking sense does this make? I'm white, so what you got to say don't matter. Fuck you. I'm white, and I'm proud of it. Call me redneck, white trash, podunk, what the fuck ever. I don't give two shits. And then you got these white people that are apologizing because they're white. What the fuck is up with that shit? People, if you don't realize what is going on with just 2 years under our 2 years and a few months under our belts, if you don't realize what's going on, go over there on the left and just sit there and wait, because I'm telling you, you will be the statistic. It won't be us, because we're going to be prepared. We already see it. We know what's going to happen. Cowards. Absolutely. Cowards. So anyway, time to wake up, people. It's time to wake up. That's right. Cracker. I miss Cracker. Yep, I missed that one. Yep, Cracker. Sad part is they really wouldn't call us Cracker if they actually knew where that term come from. See, that goes to show you nobody does their research. So, yeah, they wouldn't call us cracker if they knew the actual meaning behind it. So anyway, guys, I see a lot of people that's come in late. Please go rewatch. This country. Oh, wait a minute. The green screen ain't working. Oh shit. This country is in distress. And the only way that it can save itself is through us. So, please, guys, share everything you can from all channels. Anything that is all about saving this country, share it, share it, share it. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta subscribe. Just make sure you get the word out. I don't give two shits if it's Bear Independent, whether it's freaking Guns and Gadgets, whether it's whoever, Demolition Man. If they've got a message that is all about saving this country, share it. So, with that being said, as always, guys, head high, chest out, and always keep that hand at the ready. Love y'all.